Hi there and welcome. This is Roger V, founder of Swift Cloud. In this quick video, we're going to look at marketing sales flow automation, the process of moving somebody from barely aware of your business and your solutions and your products and services to making an actual sale. This is also known as lead nurturing. So in this video, I'm going to explain this graph here in just a moment. What we're talking about is sales flow automation. In the real estate industry, specifically research done by Keller Williams, they have a system called 8x8 touch. And what that refers to is that whenever you meet somebody, you need to touch them 8 times in 8 weeks. And you can't just email them 8 times. Ideally, you have a mix of modalities, meaning a mix of media. So it would be including a couple emails and a phone call or two, and maybe something like a handwritten card and maybe one other printed mail piece. That's going to give you the highest stick rate in their mind as the professional of choice, as somebody who really knows what they're doing. And then typically that drops them onto, in the Keller Williams system, a 33 touch. And again, these are tried and tested, very well honed numbers. The 33 touch system refers to touching them 33 times during the year. But when you include the low impact, high frequency social media impacts, our own system is about 61 touch. For our purposes, what we're ultimately doing is trying to nurture leads. So this is all about lead nurturing. And we're trying to convert people from barely aware of what you do to becoming interested to becoming a raving fan that's in your tribe. So with everything that we do with the Swift Marketing and Swift CRM, some of these sales flows and marketing automation can get complicated, and so slow and steady wins the race. The very best thing you can do is not procrastinate. Just get in and start simple, and then schedule it. Put it in your calendar for once a week or something like that, twice a week, to spend an hour or two. Or as you think of good ideas, oh, I should send that out to everybody that I meet, put that into your workflow. Bottom line is start simple and then refine from there. What's going on with this graph is this is how somebody comes into our system and our awareness, and the intake methods here would look like met in person. Now you can have any number of intake methods. In this example that I'm about to show you, the intake method is a mini list, and what it does is it sends out really just one message, but it's contextually specific. So something like, so good to meet you, or great to meet you at that trade show, or thanks so much for stopping by our website. So these intake methods could be, here's the free report you asked for. And then this tiny little mini list only does one thing, which is deliver the free report that they requested, and then dumps them on, here's what I do, and here's how I can help you, and here's why you should care. And then somewhere in this cycle, and it really could be anywhere, right? So you could have an 8x8 touch. This really should be eight messages, and I just didn't make the room in this graph just for simplicity, but this 4 messages really should be a second row, and you get the idea, right? Anywhere in this workflow, you can drop them onto your general blanket awareness, and that's a product-based list. That's the bottom of the funnel. That's the product that you hope to sell them and or they're most likely to buy. Typically, that's a product funnel. If you're selling info products, that always starts with the inverted funnel at the top, which is your free product, and then you have, let's say, a $7 product, and then you have a $37 to $49 product, and maybe a $197 product, and then $497, and then $2,000, and then $10,000, right? And the $10,000 in-person coaching or boot camps or something like that, and the free products, and then there's a variety of info products in between. That's the classic sort of product funnel. If you are in the service industry, then you just need to give people it's all about leads production, right? And so you want to give people chances to give you a shy yes. They're sort of interested, tell me more. You got to give people the opportunity for a shy yes. This can help you do that. So let's dig into actually making this reality. So your intake methods, before you even start, what you might want to do is just get out a pen and paper and just jot down a map that looks something like this. And first, just list out all your intake methods. One of the intake methods should probably be, hey, we haven't spoken in a while, and you're in my address book, and at some point we interacted. Or it could be, hey, we're connected on LinkedIn, but we've never actually spoken. Then we drop in the automation to here's what I do, and then we drop them onto your general overall awareness. and then you of course make sale attempts or lead generation attempts throughout this process. Your goal of this green section is just to stick in their mind as here's what I do, and here's how I can help you, and here's why you should care, and here's why you should actually open my emails rather than just let it go to the promotions folder or the spam folder or something like that. Next, let's get into actual production. So I've started this in this case we're demoing with a real estate account, and here's the initial message: met in person only. So I encourage you to label all your intake clearly, just because this stuff can get complicated. Because if you've got a lot of free reports on your website, which I encourage you to do, you might have 30 landing pages, and each one of those landing pages makes some sort of offer. Here's what you're going to get in exchange for your email and phone, and why you should care. So each one of those needs to actually deliver something, in addition to the reactivating old leads system. So we've been friends on, or we've been connected on LinkedIn, or we're friends on Facebook, or you're in my address book and we haven't spoken in a while, something like that. These are all intake methods into the sequence. Go ahead and make an intake one, and the best way to get this done is first to map it on paper, and then to go into Swift Marketing. You go to Swift Marketing, Campaigns, by Sequence. This might say by Sequence. You can also automate, by the way, by channel, and that's basically by broadcast channel, right? So broadcasting is broadcasting to the web, to your email. Holidays and birthdays, that's basically date specific. So if you have selected somebody as Jewish, then it'll send them a Happy Hanukkah celebration card event at the end of the year. Nonetheless, for right now, just focus on autoresponder sequences. We want to make a sequence, and our goal for this is to set up a series of robotics that fire like clockwork, and then all we have to do, every time we meet somebody, we head on over to Contacts, we either scan their business card, which will appear under Contacts, or we just add contact and just add them in here this way. So every time you meet somebody at a party, you want them to go onto your list that way, and you can do this on your phone. Then you can also import if needed, if you've got people on LinkedIn, that sort of thing. If you want to add somebody individually, just go to their contact record, go over here to Marketing, and just click the checkbox that's met in person, and just hit Set Sequence. I'm not going to do that because it's a real contact. You could also select the product you are most likely to use with them, and that's if you are let's say a real estate agent or you've got different types of financing that you offer. If you think that person's most interested in one of those, you can click that. Anyway, I digress. Let's get back to this. So the best way to set this up is to not get mired in the details. It's to kind of sketch it in as though you're sketching, and just create each autoresponder sequence first, and just create the sequence. And what that means by that is each color block, right? So so this is one sequence, right? It's a chain of events. Each of these is a mini sequence. It's just a one message sequence. It does one thing, like nice to meet you at this trade show, and then it dumps them onto this sequence, which sends out, let's say in the 8x8 touch, it'll send them 8 events, and then somewhere in that, let's say at the end, drop them onto your blanket awareness list after you've reinforced here's what I do and here's why you should care. So go ahead and rough that in, and I recommend something like this just to keep it clear. I set these up for clients all the time. We do offer that service, but I encourage you to do it yourself if you want. It'll save you some money and some time, and you know your business better than we do, although we know how to use it. So if you want to get in touch with us with a paper sketch, we can help you convert that into reality. So set up all your intake methods, and then here's the actual, in this case, the green series would be the actual here's what I do and here's why you should care, right? In this case, buy and sell houses. And then at the end of this, we drop them onto the awareness, right? So I'm kind of belaboring the point, but what I'm going to do is show you how to execute that. So now you get the concept. Let's dive into actually setting it up.